Every dollar you earn has already been spent. Not by you. For you. The grocery rewards card in your wallet is not a discount. It is a contract you signed without reading. The credit card points you chase are not gifts. They are bait on a hook you swallowed years ago. And the subscription you forgot to cancel is not laziness. It is the system working exactly as designed. You are not a customer. You are inventory. And the mechanism that owns you has a 500-year pedigree. Right now in your pocket, you carry 3 to 7 pieces of plastic that decide what you buy, where you shop, and how long you stay trapped. Each one promises freedom, rewards, status, access. What they actually deliver is a closed loop where your money never leaves the system. You earn points at one store to spend at another store that feeds data back to the first store. You chase airline miles on a credit card that charges you interest to fund the miles you are chasing. You maintain a subscription because cancelling costs more in time and friction than the monthly fee. This is not an accident. This is architecture. And you are paying to build your own cage. The pattern is ancient. In 1890, a coal miner in West Virginia was paid in scrip. Not dollars, scrip. Metal tokens stamped with the company name. These tokens could only be spent at the company store. The prices at the company store were 50 to 80% higher than neighboring towns. The miner could exchange scrip for dollars, but only at a discount. He lost 20 to 50% of his wages just to convert his own earnings into money. He bought his tools from the company. He rented his house from the company. He bought his food from the company. At the end of every month, he owed the company more than he had earned. This was not exploitation. This was the business model. The company did not want employees. It wanted annuities. A miner in debt could not leave. A miner in debt worked harder. A miner in debt made the company richer without the company spending a single additional dollar. The leverage was built into the currency itself. Stage 1 is the free entry. You are offered a card that costs nothing to carry. The rewards seem generous. 5% back on groceries, 2% on gas, cashback, miles, points. The math looks favorable. What they do not tell you is that merchants pay 3% on every transaction. That fee is baked into the prices you pay. You are not getting rewards. You are getting a piece of your own money back after the system takes its cut. And the moment you swipe that card, you enter a database. The system now knows what you buy, when you buy it, and how much you are willing to spend. This data is worth more than the transaction itself. Feudal lords in medieval Europe controlled the mill. Peasants could not grind their own grain. They were required by law to use the lord's mill. The lord took a portion of the flour as payment. The peasant had no choice. The lord did not need to own the grain. He owned the mechanism that turned grain into food. The peasant worked the field, but the lord captured the value. The system was efficient because it was mandatory. The lord did not compete. He simply collected. This is the same logic that drives modern rewards programs. You can use cash, but rewards users get priority boarding. You can shop elsewhere, but your points expire if you do not return. You can avoid the subscription, but the standalone price is 30% higher. The choice is technically yours. The outcome is not. Stage 2 is the escalation. You have been using the rewards card for 6 months. You have earned $200 in points. Then the rules change. The points expire in 90 days unless you make another purchase, or the redemption threshold is raised, or the rewards are converted into vouchers that can only be used during blackout dates, or the cash value of the points is quietly devalued. The value you thought you had accumulated was never yours. It was always conditional. And the conditions are written by the company that profits when you fail to redeem. A study by consumer finance regulators found that nearly 10% of all rewards earned are never redeemed. That is pure profit for the issuer. You work to earn those points. The company keeps them. In 18th century England, factory owners paid workers in tokens. These tokens were redeemable only at the factory store. Workers called it the truck system. The stores sold cheap goods at inflated prices. Workers accumulated debt. When Parliament tried to ban the system in 1831, factory owners simply reclassified the tokens as advances on future wages. The practice continued for another 100 years. The loophole was embedded in the language. The same linguistic trick is used today. Credit card companies do not call 29% interest rates predatory. They call them market rates. Subscription platforms do not call automatic renewals a trap. They call them convenience. Loyalty programs do not call point devaluation theft. They call it dynamic pricing. The words change. The mechanism does not. Stage 3 is where the system locks. You now have 5 credit cards, 3 store rewards programs, 2 airline mileage accounts, 1 hotel loyalty membership. You are earning points in 7 different currencies, none of which convert cleanly into the others. To maximize value, you must track redemption windows, category bonuses, annual fee waivers, and promotional periods. This is not an accident. Complexity is a feature, not a bug. The more fragmented the system, the less likely you are to calculate your true cost, and the less likely you are to leave. Research in behavioral economics shows that endowment effect and sunk cost fallacy keep people locked into systems long after they stop being beneficial. You have invested time learning the rules. You have accumulated points that feel like wealth. Walking away feels like loss, so you stay. And every month you pay the subscription fee. Every week you swipe the card. Every year you renew. Sharecropping after the American Civil War operated on the same principle. Freed slaves rented land from plantation owners. They were paid in scrip that could only be used at the plantation store. The store charged inflated prices. At harvest, the sharecropper owed more than the crop was worth. The debt rolled over into the next season. The sharecropper could not leave because leaving meant abandoning the debt. In 1887, thousands of workers went on strike in Louisiana to demand payment in US currency instead of scrip. The plantation owners hired armed militias. Dozens of workers were killed. The practice continued until the 1960s. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke with sharecroppers in Alabama who had been paid in scrip their entire lives and had never seen US currency. The system did not need chains. It had debt. Stage 4 is the behavior modification. The credit card you carry is not passive. It is trained on you. Every purchase you make feeds a model that predicts what you will buy next. The model is more accurate than you are. It knows when you are likely to overspend. It knows when you are emotionally vulnerable. It knows when you will ignore the balance and chase the reward. And it adjusts the offers in real time. Limited time bonus categories. Double points on categories you already frequent. Targeted promotions that arrive exactly when you are most likely to act. This is not customer service. This is operant conditioning. The variable reward schedule, perfected in gambling, is now embedded in your wallet. You swipe not knowing what bonus you might trigger. The uncertainty is the hook. The dopamine hit is the profit. Stage 5 is the realization that your spending has been re-architected. You used to decide where to shop based on price and quality. Now you decide based on where your points are accepted. You used to cancel subscriptions you did not use. Now you keep them because the annual fee is justified by 1 or 2 redemptions per year. You used to pay off your credit card in full. Now you carry a balance because the minimum payment is low and the rewards keep coming. Your financial decisions are no longer yours. They are outputs of a system that has learned your behavior better than you know it yourself. And every decision you make feeds the system more data to refine the next offer. This is not a conspiracy. This is a business model, the most efficient business model ever designed. It turns customers into inventory. It turns spending into data. It turns behavior into revenue. And it makes you finance the entire operation. The math is simple. A credit card issuer makes money 3 ways. Interchange fees from merchants, interest from cardholders who carry a balance, and data sales from tracking your purchases. A rewards program costs the issuer roughly 2% of transaction volume. But the issuer collects 3% in interchange fees. The net profit is 1% before any interest or data sales. Now add the 30 million Americans who carry an average balance of $6,000 at an average interest rate of 22%. That is $1,300 per cardholder per year in interest alone. The rewards are not subsidizing you. You are subsidizing the rewards. And if you pay off your balance every month, the system still wins. Because the data you generate is sold to advertisers, insurers, and credit rating agencies. Your spending pattern is monetized 5 times before you even redeem your first reward. Subscription models work on the same principle. The average American pays for 4.5 streaming services. 2 are actively used. The other 2.5 are forgotten. The total cost is $73 per month, $876 per year, for content that is watched less than 10 hours per week. The unit economics are inverted. You are paying for access to a library you do not use, and the subscription renews automatically. Cancellation requires action. Retention requires inertia. The companies are not selling content. They are selling friction. The harder it is to cancel, the more people stay. The more people stay, the more predictable the revenue. The more predictable the revenue, the higher the valuation. The business model is not about providing value. It is about making exit costly. And now the loyalty programs are learning from subscriptions. Hotel chains and airlines introduce status tiers that require annual spending minimums to maintain. If you do not hit the threshold, you lose your status. You are not earning rewards. You are running on a treadmill that speeds up every year. This is the modern equivalent of the truck system. You are paid in currency that only works within a closed loop. The currency loses value if you do not spend it quickly. The store that accepts the currency is controlled by the same entity that issued it, and the prices are adjusted to ensure that the value you receive is always less than the value you contributed. The difference is profit, and you are the one generating it. So where are you in this system? Check your wallet. If you have more than 2 credit cards, you are in stage 3. If you actively track rewards categories, you are in stage 4. If you make purchasing decisions based on where your points are accepted, you are in stage 5. If you are carrying a balance to keep earning rewards, you are financing the system that owns you. And if you have ever justified a purchase because it earned double points, you are already caught. The trap is not that you are in debt. The trap is that you think the rewards are wealth. The trap is not that you are spending money. The trap is that you are spending money in a pattern that benefits the system more than it benefits you. The trap is not the credit card. The trap is the belief that you are optimizing. You are not. You are being optimized. The system is learning from you faster than you are learning from it. And every swipe, every subscription renewal, every loyalty point you chase makes the system smarter and you more predictable. The exit is not complicated, but it requires breaking the frame. Stop tracking points. They are not wealth. They are psychological bait. Stop carrying a balance for rewards. You are paying 22% interest to earn 2% cashback. The math is actively hostile to you. Stop justifying subscriptions based on hypothetical use. If you have not used it in 30 days, you will not use it next month. Cancel it. Stop making purchasing decisions based on loyalty programs. The loyalty is one-sided. The company is loyal to its shareholders, not to you. And stop believing that free rewards are free. They are not. You are paying for them in data, in spending behavior, in algorithmic manipulation, and in the financial decisions you are no longer making consciously. The goal is not to reject credit cards entirely. The goal is to use them as tools, not systems. Pay the balance in full every month. Use one card, not 7. Ignore the rewards. They are designed to make you spend more. Set up subscriptions on an annual calendar review. If you have not used it, kill it. And most importantly, decouple your sense of financial progress from points, miles, and status tiers. Those are not milestones. They are metrics the system uses to measure how well it has captured you. The question is not whether you can escape. You can. The question is whether you are willing to accept what escape costs. It costs the illusion of getting something for nothing. It costs the status of priority boarding. It costs the feeling of being optimized and efficient. What you gain is control, real control, over what you spend, why you spend it, and where your money goes. You stop financing the system that is designed to extract maximum value from your predictable behavior. You stop being inventory. You start being a person who spends money intentionally, not a data point who is spending money as predicted. This is not financial advice, this is pattern recognition. The system you are inside was not designed for your benefit. It was designed to be inescapable. But inescapable does not mean invisible. Once you see the mechanism, you cannot unsee it. And once you see it, you can choose to stop participating. The lock is real, but you are the one turning the key. The cage is not made of steel. It is made of points that expire, rewards that devalue, and subscriptions that renew. And every time you swipe, you are building one more bar. The companies do not need to force you. You are doing it yourself, and you are paying them for the privilege. If this opened your eyes to the cage you are living in, subscribe, because in the next video, we dismantle the rest of the illusion.